On behalf of the University, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to this congregation for the conferment of degrees here in the Barony Hall. Today is a very special day in our university calendar. It's a graduation day, which makes it a day of celebration for all our graduands who are about to become graduates, for all the family, friends and supporters who are here to witness that achievement, and indeed for all of the staff of the university. Now, in a few moments, it will be my privilege to cap each of our graduates as their name is called out and they come up on stage to receive their award. I shall place a graduation cap upon their head, thereby conferring their degree. Now, the capping tradition, it has its roots in ancient China, and it's recognised as a rite of passage and as a mark of achievement. And for each of our graduates once capped, this also signifies that they're now part of a community of scholars at the University of Strathclyde, which will stretch back over 200 years to the Scottish Enlightenment. At the close of graduation, we have a reception in a nearby learning and teaching building, which is about 200 to 300 yards up the road, and everyone is invited to come along to celebrate and have some refreshments. We also intend to have an academic procession from the Barony to the reception, and we would invite our graduates to join that. We normally have to wait till the end of the ceremony to have a look at the weather to see if it's going to be pleasant enough, but I think we're confident that the weather will be good and we will have that procession. In the meantime, I do hope that you enjoy the ceremony, and when you see your loved one come up on stage to receive their award, I would strongly encourage you to celebrate, to clap, to cheer, to whoop, whatever you want to do. These occasions only come round once in a lifetime, so please feel free to make the most of it. I now formally declare that this congregation for the conferment of degrees is open, and I invite Professor John Mackenzie of the Faculty of Science to present our graduates to receive their awards. Thank you.
Vice Principal, in the name of the University and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for Research in the Department of Mathematics and Statistics, Nader Meteb S. Al-Rashidi. Emma Danielle Claudie Dolmeyer. Martin William Payton. For the degree of Master of Science in Actuarial Science, Aryan Arora. Siddhi Gupta. In Applied Statistics in Health Sciences, Dennis Che Fon. For the degree of Master of Mathematics in Mathematics, Mark James Hill. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Data Analytics, Kai Lee Tan. Syed Salem Al-Mheri. Ali Kalfkan Kamis Al-Razi Al-Shamsi. Aksa Yasmin Hamid. Jack Ritchie. Salem Omar Salem Nayir Al-Nayadi. In mathematics, Samuel Beattie. Blair Elliott. Frederick Tomczyk. Noah David John Canby. Daniel Newchas. Gary DL. Ross Fawkes. Gregor David Hunt. Michael David Kyle. Jordan McNaught. Connor Alexander Ross. Ryan Thompson. Alistair Ross Mackenzie. Megan Storia. Robbie Fraser Brown. Louise Alison Roger. In mathematics and computer science, Daniel James Carlin. Callum Stephen Turnbull. Alexander Watson. In mathematics and physics, Lasse Gerblich. Ewan John Peter Reynolds. In mathematics and statistics, Martin Alpine. Jamie Andrew Caldwell. Emma Laird. Nathan Mulholland. Alistair Graham Reid. Jia Ji Tang. Rohong Wei. Kirsten West. Cara Catherine Kiernan. Jayashi Lui. Theodore Sterling. Marisa Valente. Kirsty Knight. Sarah Kate Langlands. Kirsty Maxwell. Lucy Stewart. Oliver Joseph John Hughes. Bradley Alexander Hine Jones. In mathematics with teaching, Rachel Caskey. Jack William David Cowan. Scott John Miller. Chloe Robertson. Nicola Julie Sherry. Jayashi Chow. Joyce Aksi Chan. Reese Neil Tommy Miller. Nicole Small. Taylor Ann Webb. In mathematics with teaching international, Malik Rashid Mohammed Al-Fati. Shasla Saeed Khalaf Al-Bari. Wad Nasser Ali Al-Qayyumi. Taif Hilal Salim Rashid Al-Masudi. In mathematics, statistics and accounting, Ruby Duncan. Jade Masson. Craig Ritchie MacDonald. Kirsten Morrison. Linus Bakavicius. Alexander Blair Ingalls. Aaron Singh Hare. Lewis Ian James Miller. Claire Marie Singleton. Callum Young. Boya Zhao. Harry Gardner. Stuart Alexander Summers. Kyle Prothero. David Hughes. In mathematics, statistics and finance, Aidan Coley. Henry Lawrence Holmes. John Lynch. Rory Michael McCarthy. Lucy Helen Milligan. Caitlin Faye Pringle. Luke Neil Archibald. Lewis Matthew Greenlees. Mary McKinnon. Jack McBain. Andrew McCurley. Sean Islam. Rory David Wong. And Laura Ann Patterson.
Vice Principal, in the name of the University and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students. For the degree of Doctor of Engineering in Offshore Renewable Energy, Diana Yelanova. In Renewable Energy Marine Structures, Deborah Savasco. Ayo Fajuigbi. Kingsley Sunday. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, for research in the Department of Naval Architecture and Marine Engineering, Mohammed Baba Shehu. Sharoz Khan. Emil Filipov Shivachev. For research in the Department of Naval Architecture, Ocean and Marine Engineering, Lampros Nikolopoulos. Callum Stark. Christian Velasco Gallego. For the degree of Master of Science in Advanced Naval Architecture, Bharath Chandra Bolla. Jesse Nordal George Jackson. Vivian Obi. Suraj Menon Valazikakut. In Ship and Offshore Technology, Saptarish Pal. In Subsea and Pipeline Engineering, Paddy Sean Graham McCarran. Anto Sibi. In Sustainable Engineering, Offshore Renewable Energy, Callum Mackenzie. Martin Francis Meshery. In Technical Ship Management, Desmond Onakapojaru. For the degree of Master of Engineering in Naval Architecture and Marine Engineering, James Michael Baxter. Anastasios Dimarakis. Erin Louise Edmonston. Ian Peter Jameson. Daniel William Lynch. Daniel James McAlinden. Lisa Maroney. Stephen Malcolm Morrison. Nicolaus Anturis. Sheikh Shoaib Shakil Said. Callum James Smith. Craig Michael Stromer Peoples. Dimitrios Savitsanos. In Naval Architecture with High Performance Marine Vehicles, Efthymios Anagnostopoulos. Ian Duncan. Ian Alistair Murchison. Patrick Reed. In Naval Architecture with Ocean Engineering, Forbes Crawley. Callum Glenn MacDonald. Nirvana Shine. Lachlan Stephen. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Naval Architecture and Marine Engineering, Cameron Robert Ritchie. Zihao Sun. In Naval Architecture with High Performance Marine Vehicles, Anthony William Fitzgerald. Torrin James Arnott Price. Mark Anthony Alessandro Rotondo. Elia Bazooka. In Naval Architecture with Ocean Engineering, Matthew Duffy. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and Statistics, Hannah Wilson. For the degree of Master of Science in Applied Statistics, Luke Oluchukwu Onyishi.
Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, and most of all, Strathclyde University's newest graduates, it is my pleasure to once again welcome you to this congregation. And our graduates have been centre stage, and I'd like to begin my address by congratulating all of you once again on your academic achievements. Your hard work has paid off, and this has now been formally recognised in front of your family, friends, and the staff who taught and supported you during your time at the university. So let's give all of our graduates of 2023 a big round of applause. Now, in a short while, at the close of graduation, you may be asked to join the academic procession as this leaves the Barony Hall, depending upon the weather. But this invitation actually symbolises the fact that you're now full members of the academic community of Strathclyde, a worldwide community that numbers nearly 200,000 individuals. You now join such esteemed company as David Livingstone, the missionary and explorer, John Logie Baird, who invented television, Dame Ailey Shangelini, Scotland's first female Lord Advocate, Helen Liddell and Baroness Annabel Goldie, leading Scottish politicians, and the entrepreneur and philanthropist Sir Tom Hunter. Now, today, we are celebrating your achievements, and we recognise that the last 3.5 years have been particularly challenging, and you have shown great resilience and determination to arrive at this day. When we reflect on the pandemic, this challenged our health systems, it impacted on our economies, and it changed the way in which we work and study. Yet this also demonstrated what society can achieve when we work together, and it placed science at the forefront of finding the solutions to the challenges we face. It was science and universities that delivered the vaccines for the COVID-19 virus in record time, and it's science, education and engineering that will help us address other pressing issues, such as climate change. As a university community, we are very much aware of our responsibilities to reducing our impact on the planet, which is why we set our target to reduce our carbon emissions by 70% by 2025 and to reach net zero before 2040. Now, to our graduates who are celebrating today, each of you will have benefited from the active support of your families, friends and supporters, and academically through your lecturers, tutors and supervisors. For the last half hour or so, their applause has rung in your ears as you each, in turn, crossed the stage to receive your awards. I would now like to invite all of our graduates to show their appreciation for all the support that they have received from family, friends and supporters. Now, your success, and in turn our success as a university, is in no small part due to the efforts of our staff, who are delivering our vision as a leading international technological university that is socially progressive. You can tell a lot about the values of our organisation simply by looking at its roots. Strathclyde University traces its lineage back to 1796, when Anderson brought it into being, the only Scottish university founded during the Age of Enlightenment and embodying the Enlightenment principles of reason, tolerance and equality. Anderson's belief in useful learning and his commitment to taking knowledge and using this for the greater good is the motivating force which gives Strathclyde University its momentum today. Anderson believed in knowledge for the greater good and education for all, what we would call widening access and participation. Strathclyde University is at the forefront of widening access to higher education by welcoming those with the ability to learn regardless of their personal circumstances. And 20% of our new students each year come from the most challenging areas of the country. Our ethos of useful learning continues to be relevant today as we seek new knowledge that we can readily apply to global challenges. We are a research-intensive university determined to make a positive difference to the lives of our students, to society, and to the world. Through our groundbreaking research, we are helping to change the world for the better. Through our scientists and engineers, we are leading the development of innovative technologies that will facilitate the transition from fossil fuels to clean, sustainable energy sources, such as wind, solar, geothermal, and hydrogen. We are developing new drugs, along with new manufacturing processes that will provide cheaper, more effective treatments in the fight against cancer, kidney disease, and inflammatory disease, whilst also supporting our health service to face the challenges of health and social care and the changing demographics of the 21st century. Through our focus on entrepreneurial education, we are helping students and staff to create new, sustainable businesses, as well as supporting economic growth. We are growing Scotland's manufacturing capabilities near Glasgow Airport, where the National Manufacturing Institute for Scotland, hosted by Strathclyde, was opened this week. In the near future, we will be building another innovation centre named in honour of one of our most successful alumni, businessman Dr. Charles Wang, who donated £50 million to Strathclyde, an extremely generous gift and given in recognition of the role that this university has played in its success. £30 million of this gift will be used to enhance the university's technology and innovation zone, allowing more businesses to co-locate with the university and improve productivity, develop world-class talent, research and technology, as well as accelerate economic growth. The remainder of the gift will enable the creation of 2 professorial chairs in international entrepreneurship and in international innovation and business, along with support for research and PhD students. Our globally minded students and staff are also working in sustainable development and helping to address some of the inequalities in India, Malawi and the Gambia by establishing clean water supplies, renewable power sources and healthcare facilities. And we understand the value of working in partnership as we extend our global reach with other leading universities, including Stanford, New York University, MIT and the National University of Singapore. As a university, we are continually working to enhance our student experience, investing in our campus as evidenced by our new learning and teaching building and Students' Union. And we are investing in student mental health and well-being support, placing our students at the heart of everything that we do. Our progress in these areas has been recognised in recent years, and we are the only UK university to win the Times Higher Education University of the Year twice. And in 2022, we received our 3rd Queen's Anniversary Award for our leadership in advanced manufacturing. The UK-wide assessment of research quality, which takes place among the UK's 157 universities and higher education institutions, has reported that nearly 90% of Strathclyde's research has been considered as being world-leading or internationally excellent. And Strathclyde's Naval Architecture, Ocean and Marine Engineering is a key partner in the Green Marine Project, a joint UK-EU project to develop retrofit carbon capture solutions for ships to reduce their carbon emissions and fuel consumption. And Professor Apala Majumdar of Mathematics and Statistics was named recipient of the Friedrich Wilhelm Bessel Research Award from the Humboldt Foundation. This recognised her research in the mathematics of liquid crystals and partial differential equations, and she was also awarded a distinguished Kirk Visiting Scholarship by the Isaac Newton Institute for her work on uncertainty quantification and stochastic modelling of materials. Emeritus Professor Chengi Kyo of Naval Architecture, Ocean and Marine Engineering received the Royal Institution of Naval Architects William Frood Medal in recognition of his contribution, which spans more than 50 years in the area of shift safety and stability, the use of computer technology in shipping, and ship support for subsea operations in the oil and gas sector. And Professor Zhurong Mao of Mathematics and Statistics has been ranked 4th in the UK and 86th internationally in the world rankings of best scientists in the field of mathematics by ResearchCom, a leading academic research platform. And a team of researchers from naval architecture, ocean and marine engineering have recently received the Institute of Marine's Engineering Denny Silver Gilt Medal for their work on simulation-based investigation of a marine dual-fuel engine. Now, these are just some of the many achievements that are being made by our staff and by our students. And Strathclyde is being increasingly recognised as a place where things happen, and this is why our graduates are so highly prized by companies and organisations who are looking to recruit the best talent to drive their businesses forward. Our success is in no small part due to the collective efforts, talent and commitment of our staff, the 4,000 colleagues who deliver our vision as a leading international technological university, and like me, they are very proud of your achievements. All of our students learn how to be innovative, enterprising and creative, and they can make a real difference when they go out into the workplace. So go forth with confidence, with purpose, and with the knowledge that you are capable of great things. And wherever your career takes you, always remember that as a Strathclyde graduate, useful learning carries with it responsibilities that go beyond academic scholarship. And finally, let me offer my sincerest congratulations to you all once again on your achievements, and I hope that you enjoy the remainder of what is a very special day. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that now concludes the formal part of today's proceedings, which I hope you've enjoyed and that you'll take away very many happy memories of what was a wonderful event. I would remind you that we do have a reception up in our Learning and Teaching building, which you're all invited to. I'm looking out the back doors, which are open, and the weather is lovely, so we will indeed have an academic procession. The academic procession will pass, and if you could remain in the hall until the academic procession passes, and then immediately follow us up to the Learning and Teaching building, we shall see you there for some refreshments. In the meantime, I now formally declare that this congregation for the conferment of degrees is closed. Thank you.